Hello everyone, Dan here. I wanted to showcase a couple phases of a magic routine called Money Shot Explosion. These will be phases 3 through 5. Hope you enjoy it. We've got our little froggy right here, which we'll lay right here for comedic effect. And we have 4 coins, which can be examined before we even begin by a spectator, which makes it pretty hands-off for them, that they can be able to see everything and check out everything before the trick even begins in this case. So they've checked out everything to their heart's content, and with that being said, with 4 coins and 2 hands, we're going to try something pretty cool. So we'll start by asking the spectator, we have 2 points, point A and point B. Which point would you like to go towards? And let's say in this case they go towards point B, and so I'll align the coins towards point B, just like so. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me move a little forward. There we go. So we're going to take 2 coins and start off right here. Okay, and I want to be able to show that the coins will eventually end up here. Slowly, I'm still learning this effect to the best of my ability. But believe it or not, when you get the coins, and just like pow, that, you actually see all 4 go.
This next bit, which I call Brainstorm for Mooey, is my dedication to Peter Mooey. And it's kind of funny because I've known him as a kid while I was at Magic Castle, and he was a Magic Castle server. Very good friend of Dean Dill. Well, leading up to it, the whole joke, I would say, you know, when I saw that Brainstorm thing where the coins all assemble at once, no gaffes, it was amazing. And I learned it was by Peter Mooey. I'm like, the guy at Magic Castle. Wait, really? So I would run all there all the time. And anytime I saw him, I would say, Peter Mooey, you gotta do Brainstorm. And it would always be a polite, professional, no, I can't right now. You know, maybe I forgot or something of that nature. And then, lo and behold, the sad day came where Dean Dill, living legend, had passed on, and I had said, Peter Mooey, if there was ever a time, you got to do it just once. And lo and behold, after much back and forth, he got to do Brainstorm, which is pretty cool. And I think, whether you think it or not, Peter, I think it's kind of a hilarious, but yet beautiful closing to a wonderful person. And I wanted to offer my touches to the classic to let it live on, because, you know, Dean Dill may have popularized it, but Peter, you're awesome, okay? Just want to get that out of the way. What can a magician do without these trick cards? And just 4 normal coins. What can you do, Magic Man? Is the questions that's usually asked. And I say, you know, let's try something. And this is how you can go with spectators. The cards are set aside, and it's just 4 coins. Your gaffs are set up in your pockets, need to be, and it's just this beautiful moment. What can you? It's just like they're sneering at you. What can you do, Magic Man? Why I find myself in these situations regularly is beyond me. But anyways, so they get to choose. They can choose their pocket in this case, A or B. And whichever way it goes is the way you can guide the coins. And that's how the trick actually is working. So you need to be guided. So let's say they choose this pocket. You line the coins about the center, but evenly like so. There, like that way. They say that side, then just realign. They change their mind, just keep on swapping which way. But let's just say this way in this case. Okay. And so we can show our hands empty. Okay, they can examine it before we begin, and we're like, so. Okay, and they're already mind blown pretty hard by that backfire phase 2, which is kind of nice. Okay, so beginning without delay. We're going to, in the usual style, and I've probably showcased it before in a performance. Okay, we're going to first take the first 2 coins. Okay, and we're going to slide them to opposite corners. Okay, and it's these little touches which makes it a little bit more unique or more direct. And I think this is just maybe my own style. I think there's something to learn here, okay? I really think there's something to this. So we showcase what's going to happen, and a larger action of this coin coming, and I mean pointing at the coin, okay? And then our hand coming down, and we're just gesturing. And we have all this shade of this larger action seeming like we are covering 2 coins to cover the whole action, which is so cool. You'll understand in 1 second. So we're first pointing, we're showcasing, everything seems open and fair, okay? And as we come back, our arm is shading the fact that there's a coin, should be a coin right here, but there is nothing. The coin is actually being ridden along the palm, okay? Or the heel, right here, okay? It rides right along and continues along, where people assume, because of the shade, that there is a coin right here, and you continue along. We haven't, seemingly there's an honest thing where you haven't done anything yet, okay? So we have these 4 coins, we put them off to one area very fairly, we point, showcasing everything, okay? Now we come together, we've already stolen the coin heel clip, we come together towards these 2 coins, and it seems, since we've been so fair in the first actions, that everything seems like it's just going to be setting up to be at least be correctly before the magic begins, but we're already setting up hugely so that the magic can begin, okay? So as we've stolen it out, okay, we've stolen off, come this way, arm shields it, okay, for the shade. We then, hands come together, and then during the hands coming together, okay, I think of forefinger to forefinger is the perfect moment for the shade. The left palm takes everything, okay, and that's the hidden action, that left palm takes everything. As the right hand, in this case, this hand, comes forward like it has something. So it seems like, in essence, and I'll first do the action, okay, and we go like this, okay. So then we've stolen 3 coins, there's nothing here, seems like there's something, but there's nothing here, and then coins come forward and explode. Now don't go jumping too far yet, hold on, there's a couple things, okay. So you've done this, gesture showed, okay, come forward, then a little, kind of a semi-prayer hands, and we've stolen the coins right here. Because what we're doing is we're seemingly showing the coins, and we gotta first simulate what the real action is. If we don't do the false action without ever knowing what the real action is, then we won't know what we're trying to simulate, and then the spectators won't buy into it. You're going to think it's a cruddy trick, and then everything's terrible. Just imagine doing this for a couple times so you can get the real simulation of what it's like. Dean Dill did it, and I'm making sure that it's showcased too. Seems like you're just coming forward, showing 2 coins very fairly, okay, coming back, and even if it was shaded, it would still be the right action. Boom, okay, coming forward, and this is me actually doing the action, okay, boom, and then you can maybe showcase 4, if it was a normal thing, if it was really fair, and then boom, or something, and it would join. But we're actually doing all the sneaky actions during the way, which is so cool. We can showcase, show 4, okay, show 4, very fairly, steal, okay, nothing here, come forward, act like we're putting 1 over here, okay, 3 over here, hand comes forward like so, squeeze, okay. I'm just slowly adding the actions all together so we can do it. Okay, goes to the side, show, okay, steal, okay. Now this hand comes at the same time this one comes. I'm trying to slowly teach it to everyone so they can get all gestures all at once. Okay, and then pop, and then you show all 4. But Dan, what about the other side? Okay, so we get the other side as well. Still same thing, just think of the same actions. Just the same general actions, okay? Slide 2 comes to the outer edge, you showcase very fairly, okay? You steal that coin as they assume it's going to be at the arm still, okay, as this hand comes back. And then it's normal that the coins clink because your hands are coming together, okay? And then hand comes up. Seems like you're going to do something gesture here, but boom, and then all coins come together. Okay, I'm doing this in a bunch of slow motion so everyone can adapt because I know it's a lot to adapt to. But I try to give the gestures to make it easier and timing so you don't have to feel like it's fast or anything. And in this case it doesn't, so it's cool. So left or right, they choose whichever. They choose this way, they choose this way. So let's say this way, okay? In this case. So you get to learn it both ways and makes you more adaptable in essence, which is a nice thing to have. Okay, we show it, okay, we then steal, hands come together, go like this, hand comes up, and we don't want to flash in any point. I just want to make sure that that tip is covered. We don't want to flash. Hand comes over, and we've already done this one. We've already done at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so normal motion, it would look like, so let's just say this way, okay? So we show 2 coins, boom, very fairly, okay? I really want to make it happen, and then boom, boom, like so. Other side, Danny, we want to make sure everything's covered. I don't want to hear excuses in the comment section, rah! Okay. Anyways, so we show, there we go, okay, steal, there's nothing here, come around, boom, boom, and then boom, okay? Again, I'm still in tutorial mode, for real, Danny, for real, for reals. You want to be as fair as you can, you don't want to show that you're doing anything right, okay? We're going to be fair and doing some cool stuff, and boom! See, there you go. I think I've covered enough angles that you get a general idea of how it works. It's really cool. And the fact that you can do it anytime, anywhere, as long as there is a good surface that doesn't, like, make noise. I think you get the idea. So that is phase 3.